And it has to do with relationships. It has to do with relationships. A long time ago, I found that when I needed help, and I would try to talk to a therapist or a counselor, they would ask me, what problem is it that we can't solve? And the focus was problem solving. The focus was problem solving. But the thing that we never tended to work on was the quality of the relationship. The quality of the relationship. I guess the notion was if you solve a problem, the relationship improves. And hopefully, if you will, I'm going to talk to you about the 5 levels of relationship. Because to me, one of the first things I do as a therapist when I have couples come in is figure out, where are you? And so, if you will, acquaintances, that's the lowest level of relationship there is out there, and we all have lots of acquaintances. You know, I go to Wawa, and it's always the same lady at the register, and over time I've gotten to know her. She says, hey, how you doing, Dr. Pilet? Hey, how you doing, Kathy? The guy across the street that always is a workaholic that I never see very much, and he's never really come into my backyard, just an acquaintance. Acquaintances sometimes become friends, and a friend is a person that you take the time to disclose to. Hey, how you doing? Good, man, I'm going fishing. Did you catch any fish? Yeah, caught a couple of reds and, got a little sunburn. Really, how about you? My boat's broken. As you trade information and you disclose yourself to the other person, they begin to connect with you. And so now when I see you, I look forward to asking questions, reflective questions about how was your day, how was your week. That's what friends are about. Sometimes friends can move up to a higher level. Acquaintances, friends, roommates. Now, conceptually, when I talk about roommates, I'm talking about not just physical space, but emotional space. The fact that I've included you in my life to such a way that I don't feel that it's strange that you're around me. Roommate relationship can be someone that you share a living room or a dining room or a kitchen. It can be. But in the world of relationships, I share my life with you enough that if you came over and, you knock at the door, come on in. I'm not really worried about you. You feel safe in my home. I feel safe when I'm around you. I share space with you so comfortably that sometimes it's not just physical space, but it's emotional space. I ask you how you're doing. You tell me you really like it, what it's about. But you know what? I'm not doing good at work. I'm feeling kind of miserable. I'd like to get a new job. But roommates disclose more depth to information that has to do with the emotional presence, your emotional identity. Who are you? Acquaintances, friends, roommates. Some people do become what we call companion-level relationships. Companion-level relationships are for life. I've met guys 15 years ago, was deployed with them. It just seems like that when they talked to me about their life, it was a whole different level. They told me their innermost feelings, their innermost emotions. And a person changes their identity when you understand them on an emotionally intimate level. And that's a difficult one, emotionally intimate level. Those things that, if you will, can really hurt. Those things that can really make you joyous and happy. I had a friend that was applying for a job, and I kind of knew on a day-to-day level that finances were really tough. She would talk to me about, I don't have that energy in the morning. I get up, I'm feeling kind of dull. I go to bed at night. I find it hard to go to sleep because my head spins. And then at the same time, as she went to this job interview, I was more excited for her than I think she realized. The idea that I knew how important that job was, that I knew that her whole identity was related to not just what I do, but do I believe in what I do? And this job, that as she read the job description, explained all that to me. The highest level of relationship is obviously a love relationship, love. And some people think of as love as only being something that's for marriage or for someone that you have an emotional commitment to. But I would tell you that I would like to share that definition, if you will. And if love is a process, not a destination, it's an assertive dedication to build a collaborative lifestyle that we may stay together. We may stay together, love. The idea that when you're in an intimate relationship like marriage or someone that's got children, I've got a lot of people, I swear to God, they got kids, they ain't in love. They're not in love. The idea that a problem solved that we may stay together, one of them scorecards regularly, scorecard list of things they've never forgiven you for. They have great sex. They party hard. They enjoy their time together. But the problem is that problems don't get solved that we may stay together. And we hold these resentments, scorecards. And so when I talk to you about love relationships, is it possible that you can have children?
Yeah.
Be together for 10 or 15 years and not fulfill my definition of love. You know, I think a lot of guys really don't realize that you can be emotionally bonded to someone and not fit my definition of love, which is dangerous. But at the same time, I run into people all the time that do fit my definition. They do conscientiously work to problem solve that we may stay together. And oh, by the way, we can take that to a whole different level, which is, you know, tell me about your private and confidential place in your life that helped define who you are. For a lot of the men I work with, past relationships, past pains and sufferings, still limit their ability to move into a new relationship because they've been hurt and traumatized so much that they find it difficult to trust. Well, that's a problem that's got to be solved, isn't it? Love is a process, not a destination. An assertive dedication to problem solve. And I've got to be able to disclose to you those things that have occurred to me that have limited my ability to emotionally connect to another person. Again, a reminder, I had 11 guys, and as I went around the room and asked them to put on a piece of paper how many relationships they had failed, the one they're in obviously is not failed. And as they did the math, I came up with an average that the men in that group had an average of 6 relationships so far that lifetime. 6 so far. We talk about baggage, emotional baggage, which you take with you. Well, if you never had a good one and you had 6 so far, then it's highly likely you're not going to have a good one very easily unless somebody works with you to problem solve in developing a lifestyle that we may stay together.